pretty much ever since the disastrous debate performance with Donald Trump, people have been wondering, how bad has it been with Joe Biden? We know it's bad now, but how much did people know around him? Well, the Wall Street Journal has conducted interviews with nearly 50 people in the Biden orbit, and they've produced this reporting. You can see a shot of it here if you want to go get all the details about how many layers of sort of insulation and protection were around Joe Biden to manage his meetings, manage his communication with cabinet heads and leaders of business, leaders of labor unions, leaders of Congress. And the takeaway that I have from it is that they basically know full well that he should not run again, that he had a diminished capacity to actually do the job of being president. I think that they did a pretty good job of hiding much of it from the public. It was really only once the special counsel report came out early last year that people started to get an idea of it. The fact that he wasn't campaigning was obviously a warning sign. The fact that he skipped the Super Bowl interview that's a tradition to do was another warning sign. And then obviously the top was blown off the entire thing during that debate. But here are a few takeaways if you want to save a little bit of time. To adapt the White House around the needs of a diminished leader, they told visitors to keep meetings focused and brief. Senior advisors were often put into roles that some administration officials and lawmakers thought Biden should occupy. So he sort of delegated a lot of jobs that generally the president himself would do. Press aides who compiled packages of news clips for Biden were told by senior staff to exclude negative stories about the president, which that I included because there's some aspects of this that sort of feel kind of Trumpy White House, like that you have to manage what he's hearing because he can't respond well to it. The president also apparently wasn't talking to his own pollsters as surveys showed him trailing in the 2024 race, either because he would get angry when he saw negative polling, he wouldn't accept it when people raised concerns, or he didn't want to deal with it. And so a lot of many people are interested just on the merits of knowing what happened and what people knew and when they knew it. For me, it's important to me to know how much all of these people knew about his odds of winning the presidential race. So I think we can all be mad about Joe Biden deciding to run again when he had heavily implied that he would not. Now, granted, he did eventually step down, and I will always give him some credit for that. But he has so many people around him that spent years doing a sort of job of handling him, like almost literally physically, to get him through that. They definitely knew better. And so it's just very frustrating to see where it led. Harris did what she could. She was in a very difficult position. It theoretically could have been different if he hadn't decided to run, if there had been a real primary. And so it's really frustrating, Brett. I don't know if this feels, I don't know, like pointless to you, but it makes me mad considering what we're on the verge of entering into over the next 4 years to know all of this.
The takeaways, if we could put up graphic 2 again, the takeaways is the last 2 presidents have had this exact scenario. And the future president has this exact scenario. That they keep getting meetings focused and short. Trump doesn't do the reading. He's like, just tell me in a sentence. Senior advisors put into roles that they think the president should do. That is exactly what happened because Trump is neither interested in nor cares about nor capable of doing most of the stuff you need as president. Packages of news clips that are positive and don't have negative stuff. That is what Trump does. And what the difference is, Fox News actually is that role so that you don't have to actually edit it. And he would call Fox News and be like, take that out next time. President wasn't on talking to his own pollsters and surveys show him that's the same as the previous one. Just don't tell me the bad, only tell me the good. And if something gets too good, or too bad about me, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that this is like an indictment of the presidency, like itself. We just want someone who can handle it, someone who can make those decisions, someone who can wrap their arms and mind around what's going on in America. We should still have some kind of, we shouldn't be called morons if we have confidence and optimism that the president can do this stuff. And it's sad, but there are many people I talked to people who are like, yeah, I looked in the guy's eyes and there was nothing there in the lead up. And then I looked in the guy's eyes the next day and he's Joe Biden again. That's very sad, and these stories are depressing.
Yeah, and we've all had relatives like that.
They bring
that's why,
America close together.
They do. And I'll close just by saying, in my quest to anger everyone, this is one of the reasons that some people have like a lot of nostalgia for like the Obama years. Like we can disagree with a lot and did, and criticized a lot and did. But he was competent.
Yeah.
He seemed to want to do some things. There were definitely some things that he should have wanted to do more and wanted to achieve more, but he was intelligent. Like, wouldn't it be great to have someone who's one of the smartest people in the room and actually seems to care a little bit and is compromised in the ways that basically all of these people are? We could definitely do better. That much should be clear, but we've just been in this ridiculous swamp ever since, to co-opt, a dishonest metaphor. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.